All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Zenith Session 4, title pending. We're happy to have you here. We are a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play live stream, and we're excited to play some Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for y'all. We're going to quickly... sorry, seeing a joke in the Zoom chat. Anyway, yeah, we're going to quickly run through and introduce ourselves and our characters, and then we can hop right into the game. But before we do that, I want to say that as part of our donation incentives, you can send money in the channel. You can see the directions how to do that with the command !donate. That links to our incentives, and these are all being sent to the PCRF Palestine Children's Relief Fund. This is an organization that has been providing medical care to children in Palestine and the Levant area. Since 1991, they have been envisioning a world where all children in the Middle East have access to quality medical care and humanitarian aid. And by donating, you can not only affect the story in cool new ways, like seeing a dragon bite the head off of a frog, but you can also donate to a significant area of need in our world today. And with that said, we will... Oh, bye. With that said, we can now roll into our introductions. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I will be our GM for tonight, and I'm excited to be here.
Hello, I am Dyson Autism. I tell stories on the internet, and I will be playing Beseech, the very sad warlock boy who's happy to have his wife back, but sad that he's no longer has a frog. So, yee.
Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. I'll be playing Eris, one of our lovely assassins. Yeah, who's just gonna still trying to process, like, she just watched a frog get eaten by a dragon.
Hello, I'm Mozz. I am my I had a very long day, so I'm gonna be trying my best. But I also do storytelling things and voice acting things, and I am playing someone who's just walked into this crazy world named Hell, and then now we're out. There's a crazy dragon. Lots of things have happened. The only things he saw, that Zahir saw, was run, hold on to the dragon, scream, hide behind a wall. So he's ready to be home. And that is Zahir, and Kamar, I wouldn't call him his friend, but yeah.
That's not fair, Mozz. You did a lot of drinking last time too. Hi, my name is Seth. I will be playing Vesper, the other assassin, who may or may not be lovelier. I don't know. We'll see. That's weird. It's an odd character development. I did not. It is debatable, but the fact that it's debatable is wild. Vesper is, I'm assuming, probably going to be dragged to a frog funeral today. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, and with that, we can get to it. Our intro was brief today. Allow me to share with you a perspective. It is one thing to know the tyranny of the magisterium in an abstract sense. It is another to know you are the sole focus of its attentions. The all-powerful Mages Guild that runs the city of Zenith has pursued you doggedly over the past 6 weeks since you returned from Hell itself to the natural world. Every day out in the city, you see your own face staring back at you from bounty boards under the decree, wanted, alive. You see a potential enemy in everyone whose passive gaze lingers on your face a moment too long. Every waking moment feels like waiting for the world to come crashing down around you. In the midst of this torment, you receive a letter from a friend. I see you're in trouble. So am I. Perhaps we can help each other out. Let's meet at the Lich Lord Tavern. Signed, Caroline. It is, by all accounts, a fairly unremarkable morning. You know tonight you have an engagement. What are you doing? What's morning like?
I think when Beseech gets up, he's like kind of like goes to like his room and just kind of like tries his best to like make like a little figure of like Mephisto
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like have it like placed on his desk just as a little like tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also like writing out letters like, dear party member, you are cordially invited to the funeral of the Lord Demon of the Hells, Mephisto. Please come dressed to your best occasion. Bring food, wine, drinks, whatever you need be, and we shall party the fuck up for this rat-ass demon. Much love and consideration, Beseech. It's just like writing like
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, three invitations for his party.
Mm-hmm.
Before they get this, Zahir is probably having a hangover. Fallen asleep on some balcony or something. He doesn't really have a place to stay in the city, so he probably got drunk, hung out with friends, and then did a job or two to just get some enough food for a little bread in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Climbed up to a free spot and went to sleep. But he would find a way into the house or apartments that like he's sleeping on to try and see if
Mm-hmm.
they are awake and try to go into their kitchen and get like a cup of tea or something. Um, and if there's like a little ornament or something that's like has like an animal figure, he'll just like give it a little boop. Maybe think of Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Eris, morning is gonna be pretty normal in a weird sense. It's gonna feel like almost every other morning that she's had. Um, she's having a good night's rest. She's a couple days fresh from a job that she's able to, of course, obviously successfully pull off. Um, Managing to steal some various trinkets or baubles that some client has requested for her, and she's keeping it safe, obviously leaving her calling card.
Mm-hmm.
But things have been a little bit weird for her, especially since what happened in Hell. Like, I don't know, things just haven't really been they haven't got that same spice, that same kick, almost. So she's feeling a little bit... Everything's feeling a little bit more bland to her, let's just say. So... she'll probably, in the morning, get up, make herself some breakfast, and pick a new set of clothes, shall we say, to go out and do some people watching.
Sure, absolutely.
For Vesper's part, I think that the after the return from Hell, he has had to kind of do what he does best and just disappear into the shadows, but in a more extreme sense. I don't think he is getting I don't think he's taking any odd jobs. I don't think he is doing anything. I think he's going radio silent and just like chilling at home, possibly popping out to go with the family, not going to the Manifold Church, not doing anything, trying to be as invisible as possible, so as to not put people around him in any sort of danger.
Yeah.
That morning, I think this little letter that probably looks very out of place in his kind of humble surroundings. I imagine Beseech's thing having like a full like wax seal and like just filigree and just like very Vesper is just kind of, what the fuck could this possibly be? And then turns it over and maybe immediately is like, oh, I know who this is from. I think he'll open it. And then I think he actually spends the rest of that morning weighing that invitation on whether or not he actually wants to put himself at the risk to attend something like this.
Mhm.
So I think he is probably just sipping some plain black tea and just kind of twirling this invite in his fingers, trying to decide if it's worth the risk to not let a party member down.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Beseech, for the sake of the timing, let's say this funeral happens later today, maybe around noon. All the other players, I'll get to you in a second in terms of whether or not you attend. But what do you plan? What's a funeral for the archdevil Mephistopheles look like?
I would definitely say it's kind of like gothic core and everything. It's got like dark frills, a little Victorian edge to it, some like demonic like statues and everything, and a little waltzy music with like some infernal lyrics going on in the background, just like just like all that stuff. And he's got like his best black suit on. He's got his hair slicked back, and he's just like, all right, yeah, this is going to be an excellent funeral for our dear friend. Oh boy. Okay. Do we have that? Caroline, where do we keep the good wine?
Caroline sort of appears from wherever else in your apartment that you're living. Top, and she kind of like gestures towards like the like maybe the top shelf of something or a high cabinet or something.
Thank you, dear. Just kind of like grab that and just kind of like put it nice in a chill bucket, and it's like, all right, cool. So this is all good. This is all good. All right, music's not too garish. Everything is set up very good. Oh God, Caroline, how are you doing, dear? Because honestly, I'm still shaken about what the fuck just happened when we're in the hells.
I'm doing all right. Practically, and still in a challenging place. Remember how I killed that one man and his body started to look like mine? Well,
Yeah.
they do believe I'm dead in hell, which is good.
All
Better they
right.
believe that than believe I am a traitor. That said, your magisterium is still pursuing me, and we need a solution to this problem.
Assassination. We can do that. We can totally do that. I am down for assassination. No one tries to kill my partner. Hell's to the no. No way.
Caroline sort of like gets up on her like toes and kisses you on the forehead as you say this. I know you are, and that's one of the reasons I love you.
I love you too.
Do you think we can trust your friends?
Of course. They are wonderful companions.
They're very capable. I look forward to working with them.
Yes.
But it will be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah. And what's this mission did you want us to go on?
Well, I'm not sure it's exactly a mission. Or I suppose I want your help just generally reducing the power of the magisterium here. Things are still moving in hell, and I'm keeping up with them. Right now, I actually think this organization is my biggest competition, and I'll need your help in understanding and mobilizing against them.
That I can do.
We'll need... Well, I suppose it depends on your perspective in terms of what destabilizing them looks like, but if we need followers or other local allies. Well, the four of you would be better to collect those than me. And I still do need to keep a low profile as well.
Of course.
Obviously, not to put you in danger, but I'm just working in the background and can't take it all on myself.
Of course. I will make sure to not announce that you are my patron whatsoever. I will say that my patron is some other devil that should be feared across the nine hells. I'll say that it's Bobbalies bin bob bobbada beep bop boop 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 bop beep.
Well, the locals won't be able to tell the difference.
Of course.
You're, Caroline just kind of gestures at this kind of setup you have for Mephistopheles.
Mhm.
You're taking this, I don't know. I suppose this is more effort than I'm used to seeing when one of my people die. We don't really do this. So do you do this for everybody?
Of course. Back at the hospital, we hold funerals for a lot of people.
Interesting. Well, I've got to get going. Meet you at the tavern tonight.
Of course, dear.
All right, I will see you there. And she gives you a kiss on the cheek and heads out.
Yee. That's my partner, guys. That's my partner.
For the
So
record, I
here,
did just
Vesper-
imagine Beseech doing that in an empty room. Sorry, please continue.
So here, Vesper, Eris, do you attend Mephistopheles' funeral?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they definitely.
Go ahead.
No, they definitely would too. They just they got invited. What were they going to do today?
Mm.
So and they also want to see the party as well. So they will kind of meet up with Eris and Vesper there. We'll go there together.
Yeah.
I will
fuck
say you
it.
probably won't meet Eris there. She'll probably be the last to arrive.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, just looking at seeing Eris from before, just like looking at random people. Eris, no. No. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Enjoy the food.
Hello, Zahir.
Well, this seems quite an affair. How are you?
Yes. I'm doing good. How are you, friend?
Right, all right. I'm sad, of course, sad, but all right.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you coming. Vesper, thank you for being here as well. You are all dear friends. Where is Eris? I haven't seen her. Where are they?
Might be late.
All right. Well, I hope she doesn't mind of us just like going on with the party. Anywho's. All right. I have devil food cake, deviled eggs, I was going to try and make some frog legs, but I didn't think that was going to be a very humorous thing, but
Beseech, you can take inspiration for that.
woo!
Stop making me break character.
All right.
This
he's
player
just-
probably hear a knock on the door. Knock, knock.
Okay. Hello.
And the face you're seeing is not Eris. At least the face that you've seen throughout your time in hell.
It's okay. So it's the face I recognize from hell, right?
It is not. No.
Okay.
This is a different person.
Oh. God dang it.
You see a rather tall, slender, dark elf looking man. Very long black hair, almost reaching down to like his chest, but it's almost braided in like different strands. Very, very almost slender eyes. Have like a deep yellow. A lot of jewelry on his fingers, actually. A couple of rings. And he's all dressed in like a nice little black dress shirt, black pants, and he's just sort of sitting there with his hands in his pockets. Hey.
Hello. Are you here for the funeral?
Yeah, I was given an invite.
I think Vesper nudges Kamar. Is like, oh, there she is.
All right.
Where?
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We are just about to get started here, and it's Eris, is that you? Is this?
Do we know this elf?
You'll figure it out. It's fine. Go find something to drink.
I don't think he has a bot. I know, I'm good. We're
There's
trying to be
wine.
very.
There is like a little mini bar of like kind of like a cocktail, kind of like cart and everything.
My goodness, Beseech really planned everything out.
No, he really did, yeah.
Oh,
in
hell
Already
res-
yeah.
planned on this side.
In response to Besiege's question, like, Harris, is that usually he's just gonna give like a little don't break the immersion just yet.
Oh, right. Yes, come on in, person that I know already. Please come on in. Thank you for coming to my funeral party. Yes, we have food, drinks, and all sorts of Jim Jam.
Oh, I want some of that gin jam.
Are you seeing
Seth broke me? They will grab a couple things to eat, like on a little plate, kind of like have that kind of smile to people, and just pretty much hang around this group. They're that they know. They really want to pickpocket someone, but they're just like holding back because this is like can't do it at a friend's event. Maybe if they leave the vicinity, that's street rules, and that works. That's fine. So they're just like, okay, and just sizing up what's around. But they're looking for Caroline. They're like,
Beseech, how many people did you invite to this funeral? Is it a large event or is just the four of y'all?
I would say it's probably a large event. Probably
Gotcha.
kind of like probably invited like the whole apartment area. Just kind of like because it's just like talks about Fisty as just like their pet frog and familiar, so they just died, and so it's just like,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it's pretty serious.
A lot of people then would be a little confused as to like why you are like doing this so much, because familiars, they're not really people. They don't like talk and do stuff. They're not like little Fisty, but people show up anyway.
Yes, thank you for coming. Thank you. It truly do means a lot.
You know, I gotta say, I wasn't expecting so many people to be here.
People like a party. But
So-
are you? Yes.
About maybe like an hour late. A group of people you have not seen before show up. They show up in like red cloaks, and they have these like white faceless masks on.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh dear.
They're slender, tall, kind of alien looking in a way. And as they approach and you approach them, they just nod in your direction. Are you celebrating the life of Mephistopheles?
Oh no, this um I think you might have gotten wrong. I think we are celebrating the life of Misty, my familiar, who was like a close companion for us and everything.
Go ahead and roll a deception check.
All right.
Everybody get your bingo cards ready.
Here we
Bingo
go.
cards ready. Y'all,
All right.
y'all might be ticking something off real quick.
Oh, here we go. All right. I get a free advantage, right?
I did give you inspiration, so if you would like to reroll, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll.
It's like a DC 17.
Okay. Okay, 21.
Hey.
Okay. It's awkward. Like, these three individuals come in and they are imposing. Alien, like I said, a little bit.
Mhm.
But once you say, oh no, this is the party for Fisty the Frog, it's like awkward. They like shuffle around a little bit and like almost like look at each other. I understand. Apologies. They depart.
Could I get like a vibe check on them?
What kind of vibe are you looking for? Are you trying to identify something about like their dress or their motives, or are you trying to like read them?
Their motives, are they cool people or
I'll tell you what, we can go with either a religion check to understand like their like intellectual motives, or you can kind of do like an insight check to try and get a sense of their state.
Okay. You know what? Even though I'm bad at it, I'm gonna do religion.
All right, let's see it.
Okay, 14.
All right. So these people are devotees of some kind. You don't know the structure of this faith, but they participate in the veneration of this thing that is referred to as the Red Presence. This faith is not uncommon, specifically in hell. They believe it as a kind of animating force behind passions. And typically this comes out in the veneration of anger, the veneration of the pursuit of wealth, the accumulation of it, the pursuit and exercise of power, basically anything that like feels real good to do, but that could be it's an aggressive veneration of the like basal self, the like animalistic kind of desire and instinct.
Okay, so they're cool people. Okay, they're cool people. I run after them. Wait, no, come back. It was
They
just
turn
code
around?
word. It was code word. I just wanted to make sure, because just in case, some people might not be cool with celebrating the life of a former demon lord and everything. But if you're cool, then please come on in. Just don't destroy the place. Otherwise, I will throw a fit, and you do not want that.
We have no destructive excuse me. We have no destructive intentions today. Thank you.
Lovely.
And they kind of like turn around and shuffle in, and the three of you clock these like very oddly dressed individuals. Certainly not the strangest thing you've ever seen in Zenith, but it is kind of a it's unusual.
I just kind of like go to Eris, Zahir, and Vesper and just say, they're cool. They're cool. They look scary, but they're cool. Just demon people doing demon things.
If anyone would like to make like a religion check or anything else, like accumulate knowledge on the Red Presence, you can.
Yeah, I'm
can
a fact
totally
check
do
that one.
Sure.
I'm a fact check that one.
Yeah.
Says the religious expert in the group.
If you get like a fifth,
No, you're fine. I was gonna say something in character really quick, but please.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Okay, it was just that's in character. It probably sounds more like I can't remember what I was gonna say.
That's
All
all
good.
good.
It's fine.
Yeah, so if you get anything from like a 10 to a 15, you're basically going to get the same information that that Nate got, and anything more, you might get a little more.
Guess I should pull up my character sheet. This is fine.
Yeah.
Religion. Okay. I don't know anything else.
Nothing.
I got an 8.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know it's probably a religion of some variety, but you can't be sure.
Yeah, they look religious.
Yeah, they look something. Mozz, were you
I
vibe
think
checking?
in character it's just
No, they
they-
just encourage the vibe checking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think in character it's just a you'll excuse me if I don't necessarily believe you at your word.
You know, that's perfectly fine. Can I freshen your drink?
I don't think he has a drink. I don't think Vesper. No, he's
Uh,
got.
I think this is where Eris is going to walk over with a drink in hand,
Mm,
and you should really freshen up. Like, here.
Holding it like this. Thank you.
All right.
we don't have to play this out explicitly, but Nate, are there any words said or any kind of proceedings to this funeral?
Yes. I think not to be a dramatic bitch, but would definitely use some prestidigitation just to like do like a little silhouette of a like
Mhm.
light on like Fisty's like portrait and everything, and just say, "To Fisty, the greatest familiar / demon lord, if you're cool, to ever live. He died sacrificing the best of us and literally got his head eaten off by Tiamat, which was kind of traumatic, but we're still working on that. That's all good. So, Skull." And just downs a flute of wine.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, still not. Oh, what kind of wine is that? Oh, it's from the Nine Hells. Oh, that explains so much. So here, you want some of this shit? We kind of bonded with this. So, what are you thinking, homie?
Zahir is just like eating this little thing off a plate, just like, oh yes, one for me, one for you,
Yes, let's go. Yeah, here you go, homie.
and then just like, great, and then knocks it back. Didn't know this. We were going to have guests, and that they would have. Just look at nothing, food, and just kind of munch on something like really like tiny. Just they feel very awkward in this. So this you can see it. They're
Passes
just
him, his drink as well, just wordlessly, just holds it out and like kind of puts it in his hands.
You don't want this.
No, I smelled it. That was enough.
Beseech, can you make me just like a raw charisma check?
All right, here we go.
Your raw charisma.
Mhm.
All right, the Riz. Here we go, Rizzy.
Riz check.
That's an 8.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Nothing particularly interesting happens during your remarks.
Okay. They probably just think I'm some crazy frog person. All
Which to
right.
them you might be. To us, we know a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of just nod along, like we'll be weird over here together. Kind of like energy,
Yeah.
and Zahir is just like.
Yee.
I think Eris is going to eventually start working their way over to where the others are, and finally like drop the act, I guess.
Oh my God, Eris, is that you? Oh.
Okay, tone down the theatrics there.
Okay, sorry. Oh.
Zahir just like gets a flute of a drink and just hands it to Eris. Welcome.
Grabs it. I've been here a lot. I'll take it, but I've been here a lot longer. Just knocks it back immediately. Just no repercussions.
Vesper simply does not react. This is the most expected thing.
Eris is gonna be a little bit miffed.
Expected.
Eris is gonna be a little bit miffed. You didn't drink their drink though. I mean, like, come on. I went through time and effort making that, and you didn't even drink it. Shame on you, Vesper.
No, we've had enough interactions. I think you should know that I don't partake in the same vices as you do. No matter how many times you may attempt to get me to do so,
that's so boring. You gotta live a little. I mean,
I'm fine that I'm fine. Actually,
We do have non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, Zahir will be like pouring some water and be like, well, have something in your hand. Beseech, did you want to say something?
Yes.
Or your friend? And then they'll like look to Vesper and be like pretty much pour them a cup of water and be like, if you wanted something we can get from that bar, because my god, this is a party. There's like so many options. Beseech thought of like everything and just kind of muttering to themselves to let Beseech talk, but you'll see like Zahir has his like a glass ready to raise.
Yes. To one hell of a frog.
Yeah,
I get it.
One hell of a frog.
indeed.
Oh, gotta stop throwing it back like that. Oh Lord.
I
think
truly don't
Eris-
understand how you can drink something that smells that way.
See, you would be able to understand if you actually drank it, but
I don't need to experience something to know that I probably won't like it.
that's half the fun, though.
No, I don't see the entertainment. I think he
you're
does
lost.
like kind of take Eris's flute or whatever from her and gives it like another sniff as if to be a good sport and just recoils and hands it back.
So, Vesper, as this is all happening, you make eye contact with like some random motherfucker, just some random party guest. And they look at you. This is maybe a young man in his late 20s, long hair kind of back in like a ponytail kind of thing. He like looks at you. And you look back at him. And he looks at you. And he's heading for the door.
What should I roll to get quickly through the crowd to follow this person?
I'm thinking some kind of dexterity for sure. If you have any skills you would like to argue, we can totally do that. But I'm thinking dexterity is the main.
I wish from a character perspective I could argue acrobatics, but I can't.
Why not? It's as close as I can come up with.
It's a party. You gotta throw that flair.
Oh my god.
I'll give you acrobatics.
I don't know how I could flavor this. I just want to use it.
No, go ahead.
That is not as good as I wanted it to be. It's a 12.
So this is a fairly large party. I will say certainly you're able to move through with a pretty high degree of skill, but relatively speaking, it is still slow going. All this to say, by the time you kind of push your way through the crowd, this person is out the door.
Fuck.
Do you let anyone know?
I think he is. I think he's made it to the door, and he's just kind of standing there before sense hits him, and he at least ducks back inside. And he kind of finds. I think he finds a corner, and is just like has a second to himself where he's like trying to weigh his options and trying to like think on his feet. This was not expected, obviously. But otherwise, I don't think he lets anyone know. I think he wordlessly just darted after this person and then is suddenly back inside.
Yeah.
Looking distressed.
Do we see like Vesper kind of like all distressy and everything?
That's out not usually Vespers. Like
they're usually not. They're very stoic. They're not usually this face of distress. Distressper, as I would like to say.
And I will say that Seth, if you would like to attempt to conceal Vesper's state, you can, but unless you...
No, I don't think that's important to him right now.
Okay, then it's pretty obvious.
Cool.
Distressper.
Distressper.
Thank you. I'll be here every week.
Bam, 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 bam. Vesper, are you okay?
I'm not sure what just happened, but I have an inkling, and I don't think anything good is going to come of this.
Do I need to
forgive me if I depart early?
That is okay. That is, you have been here for the appropriate amount of time, and it's all good. I'm sorry. Do I have to kick somebody out? I will kick somebody out. Who do I have to kick out? All right. Who did the party foul? Motherfuckers! There is one rule in this funeral party, and you don't.
Yes. The problem is that they have left already.
Okay. You hear from like amidst the crowd, damn, he's taking this kind of hard, huh?
And the man's frog. And Zahir just like it just raises it, clearly feeling the effects of like 2 or 3 glasses, and just like looks to it.
My emotional support frog.
I love that frog. They kind of look to Vesper. Did we not want them to leave? What am I catching? Do we go after them now?
I am not normally one to request the aid of others, but considering the 3 of you may or may not be involved, I don't want to cut your celebration short, but it may be prudent.
No, I'm done. And then like Zahir will like crash the glasses again and like, turn to Vesper like,
that's perfectly good wine. Come now, Zahir.
Oh God! The prestidigitation, just like the liquid out and just like put it like outside the window. All right, party's over. Party's over. Party's over.
Yeah, sure. You kind of bamboozle everybody out. I will say, most people leave, and it's they're given their polite condolences and parting words. The 3 individuals who are affiliated in some way with the Red Presence kind of stop at the door and like very intentionally kind of like shake your hand on your way out. Thank you. And little coin, like yay big or so, like black, almost as if it's made of like a really finely kind of shaped wrought iron, is like pressed into your hand. This is a soul coin. There's the soul of a person on the inside of this bitch.
Beseech is going to like do that Minnesota smile, of just like, oh, thank you so much,
Yeah.
and just kind of like try and like not to have like this near anybody and just like slide in their pockets.
Sure. So this can be used for a few things. The primary one is currency with anyone that is like a devil or anyone who sells particularly rare or intriguing magical items. It's a cross between like something that is inherently collectible and also kind of a currency, although it's more of a currency in hell than it is here. The other thing it can be used for is as an action, it can restore all of your spell slots.
Ooh, okay. I vibe with this. All right. Okay, so that's everybody. So, all right, Vesper, are you ready to kick some ass? Because I am.
I think you literally turn around and he's already outside.
So here behind you.
Eris behind them.
All right, I'm the asshole, I guess. Hang on, Jesus Christ. Locks the apartment and just like chases after everybody.
I think that he's probably just like looking for. It's going to be difficult, obviously, at this point, as he's lost line of sight. But he's probably looking for any kind of like tracks, any kind of anything, as impossible as it might be. I think he's actually like a little bit panicked.
Sure.
So he's like trying to do this investigative work that may not work because he maybe doesn't want to just like flee and hide right now. I think he needs to know what he's dealing with.
Sure, absolutely. So tracking someone through the city at this point is unlikely.
Probably impossible.
Yeah, you come out of Beseech's apartment complex, and you are suddenly in the street. There's people going around all over. It's a mess. It's a regular day, but it'd still be impossible to like track a single set of boot prints, for example. One thing you might try is going onto like a low roof where you can still differentiate individuals and trying to use that as a vantage point. But it's unlikely you will be able to do like kind of like wilderness type tracking.
Yeah, I think you probably, if you were to look at him, you'd probably see him kind of try to peer up over this like the bustling crowd, and maybe like suddenly looks down to try and see tracks, realizes that's useless, and then maybe looks up again and doesn't want to stand out on a rooftop, and there's just like a million there's just like a million things going through his head before he kind of defaults to finding like an alley where he just kind of stands with his back against the wall and is trying to figure out what his next move is going to be.
Sure.
Yeah, because I think tracking this guy is going to be pretty hard, because the three of us don't really know what this person looks like. I think only Vesper knows that. So
yeah,
I'm going to assume that Vesper has described this person. Is that correct, Vesper? Would you have described him physically?
Yeah, I think in the moments where Beseech was saying his goodbyes, he'd give like a quick description of like dark elf, hair pulled back, wearing dark clothing. It may just be paranoia on my part, but we can't afford to not be cautious.
Yeah. That was
really big if you're willing to ask for help.
Yeah. It wasn't a dark elf, just
My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But Nate, you are the one who created the guest list, so do you want to attempt like a kind of intelligence check to see if you can put together like, who's this sound like?
Yes, let's do this. Okay. Let's go. That's a 3.
You got nothing,
Total?
my man.
I have a -1 to my intelligence, and I rolled a 4.
My brother
Okay,
Christ.
that's one more box.
That is one more box.
How close?
I'm so sorry.
Um, if they could get up on rooftops to try and find any things, Zahir for sure would get up there.
Absolutely.
Pretty much climb to the edge, like hang
Yep.
off the side, try to get something. What would you like me to roll for that option?
Are you trying to do this stealthily? I'll say you can do it, whatever. But if you want to do it, try like unseen and kind of not drawing attention to yourself, you could do a stealth check.
Nope. The 15?
15? Yeah, I'll say that's good enough. You feel like you haven't drawn too much undue attention as you sort of like go into this alley where Vesper is, and there's a few like loose like miscellaneous stuff like crates and whatever, and you're able to kind of scale those, get onto a rooftop, and begin kind of surveying the area. After a brief amount of time up here, I'll say you're able to catch this guy, or someone who looks like his description. He's walking away from you, maybe a couple 100 feet out, like in a crowd, but not like densely packed.
They'll kind of lean back down to the ground. Knowing that Eris and them have worked together through like thieves can't, they just kind of like motion to their like location, like moving this way, this speed, and with like hand gestures and little like bird calls. But they're going to climb on top, like and try to follow up through the roof, like on top of the roof.
Absolutely. Sure. I will say you notice this person is, generally speaking, walking towards the edge of the city, walking towards the gates.
Okay. I think hearing the thieves can't calls from Zahir as to like where this person is going. I think Eris is going to turn to Vesper and fill them in. I was like, this way, we got him. And just start basically taking off. Like, since Zahir's taking the rooftops, they're probably going to take the crowd route and just basically weave their way through.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see what I can roll dice. Because I think the plan for Eris is to try and get in front of him at some point.
Okay.
Because she has an idea that might be able to drive him back the other way.
For sure. Yeah. I'll just say you're able to get in front of him. It's not particularly difficult. It's just moving through the city.
Okay.
Yeah. Vesper and Beseech, what are you up to?
I'm just like, all right, I'm not the fastest person, but I can definitely try it. And I'm just like sprinting the best I can and just kind of like prepping like an Eldritch Blast in my hand in one of my pockets just in case things go sideways.
Can someone roll me a die? Tell me whether you get even or odd.
I will volunteer for this.
I did an oopsie.
Odd is bad.
I've gotten even. I got a 10.
Oh, yeah. As you begin to pick up the pace and run, Beseech, you pass by like a notice board. And for some reason or another, fortuitously, your face and the wanted posters of your traveling companions are not up today.
Don't do that. God damn. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. I'm still running. I'm still running.
And Vesper, what are you up to? So we have Zahir on the rooftops. We have I'm trying to construct this for myself mentally, so give me a second. There's Zahir on the rooftops. We have Eris trying to get in front of this guy. We have Beseech running with an Eldritch Blast prepped from behind. What are you up to?
I think when he hears that like there's a heading, he is also just going to generally head that direction as quickly as possible. I don't think stealth is a factor right now. I think that I don't think I do think he's probably going rooftops, but maybe like balconies with like Zahir's level.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's maybe just easier. I think it's easier for him to like go from balcony to balcony than roof to roof.
Gotcha. Sure thing. Then I will ask, at some point, y'all are all able to get into the position you would like to be. What's the move?
Ideally, from Vesper's standpoint, it's just a matter of I need to grab this person and I need to bring him somewhere where I can question him.
All right. Is that the move from everybody, or?
Yeah, kind of. I think Eris has an idea to help set Vesper up to like grab this person, since he's heading like essentially away from. I'm assuming is Vesper behind him? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think Vesper is trying to get in front of this person.
Okay, then I think I have an idea to get the guy towards Vesper's direction, so you can just grab him.
Yep.
I'm gonna have Eris get to somewhere where like they can be visibly seen. But before they can actually see like Eris, I'm gonna have Eris shapeshift into Vesper's form. Since they bolted from Vesper, think like, okay, they're over there.
Okay.
Time to go the other way.
All right,
into Vesper's
sure.
arms.
There is an awkward, uneasy eye contact that is made. And this guy just kind of like makes eye contact with you, nods, and continues on his way.
Eris is gonna hold out a hand to stop him.
He stops.
That's definitely not the reaction she was hoping for. Basically, she's stalling for time to let Vesper get up and grab him, essentially. So,
is there anything I can help you with?
No, but you seem to know me. You just wondering why you had to bolt back there.
Well, I can't say I know you, but certainly I know your face.
Must have had some reason for bolting.
Again, bolting feels like a strong way to describe it.
I mean, with the speed in which you got out of there, I wouldn't be... I feel like bolting would be the right word. You seemed rather hurried to get out of here.
I suppose I hadn't intended to be moving so fast then.
Really should slow down. You never know what you might miss. And they're kind of making some eye contact with Vesper as they're hopefully approaching.
Look, let's speak plainly with each other. My name is Brevin. I'm one of the Hunters of the Orb. You can roll a religion check if you want to know what the Hunters of the Orb are.
I will attempt to do that.
It's in the fucking setting document, too. If you press fucking ! Zenith, you can find all my bullshit in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how much Eris knows about this, considering they're not as big a follower of religion.
Yeah.
As like their cohort.
I'm aware that you are wanted, and bounties are one of the ways that my organization keeps running.
That is a 16.
16?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. So you would know the Hunters of the Orb are a sort of eclectic group of adventurers who fragment themselves into like these different like hunting bands, essentially. And they are pursuing knowledge and or the location of this thing they refer to as the orb. It's baffling. Nobody knows what this is. If you ask two of these different fragmented groups what the orb is, they might tell you two just completely different and mutually exclusive things. That said, the Hunters of the Orb are generally well respected. It's essentially a mercenary band with a somewhat decipherable code of ethics that they stick to with religious deference. So they are bounty hunters and adventurers and all of these things in the practical sense, but they imbue it with additional meaning while they continue to hunt for this artifact. Religious experience, it's unclear.
Oh, it must be quite the important bounty on me if they've sent the hunters of the orb after me.
Admittedly, they didn't. I just got an invitation, but I'm not from around here. I don't really know how your city works, and well, more than once I found chasing a bounty put myself on the wrong side of my own conscience. So, I'm collecting more information. If we see each other again, I'll probably have made a decision by then.
Might want to hold on to that because I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other real soon.
Fair enough. Have a good day, Vesper. Man walks on. Actual
Grab the
Vesper,
shoulder.
have you...
Yeah, I was like, grab his shoulder, trying to keep him from leaving, considering Vesper wants some information out of this guy.
Yeah, actual Vesper, are you like getting yourself in position to like interact with this person?
I think he grabs him from behind and slams him against the wall.
Okay, sure, fuck it, let's go. Roll an attack roll.
Let's go.
Do
Choke
it.
Slam.
Just straight attack roll.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, that is a 16.
That'll do it, sure. He's
Yeah,
not
16.
armored. Yeah, as this guy's like kind of talking to Eris, you just kind of like reach out, grab him, and then just like, he's shocked. He's like, what? And you just put him up against the wall. He's a good, like, how tall are you?
Damn, I knew this was gonna come up eventually. Oh, hold on, I have that somewhere because I rolled his height. He is not a large being. Vesper is 5'5".
5'5". Okay.
Kind of tall for a dark elf.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, from certainly tall for a dark elf, but this guy's a good like 6 inches on you, and yeah, you put him against the wall, and he looks shocked. He's especially shocked that there are 2 of you now.
Who
I
sent
think
you?
as
Your friend, the one who put together the funeral. I got an invitation. If you permit him, he will reach inside to like his pants pocket. He's wearing very nice clothes. They're kind of like a gray, like almost like a satin kind of robe, I suppose, with a high collar. And he pulls out an invitation.
He'll take it in one hand and like hand it to whoever's behind him.
probably Eris.
Probably Eris, yeah. Beseech and it's Zahir right now, correct? Okay. Beseech and Zahir, what are you doing?
They're still on that rooftop. If they've seen, can they see that like someone that looks like Vesper has met up with them, and then another Vesper has shown up?
That's a good question. Vesper and or Eris, where are you doing this? Have you pulled him into an alley, or are you just putting him
Yeah,
against the
this is
nearest
not
wall?
Alley,
like-
probably, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I would say
Yeah.
probably in eyesight of like the
Mhm.
street. I don't think he's gotten super far down an alley.
Yeah, sure. Then yeah, you would see as they have been pulled into an alley.
Yeah, they'll kind of get close, get onto a rooftop that's close up, and this is something Vesper seems to like want answers for, so they're here to be like just protective from the rooftop. But they will let like Beseech know, I don't know, throw a rock down, make like cuckoo, and just like point to the alley.
I will say, as you do this, you notice that sort of like upstream of where you are, there is a pair of like wagons going side by side, and the 2 people driving these wagons are looking at each other, talking, and they are maybe 30 seconds from that alleyway. And if they continue looking at each other talking, someone would be looking straight into that alley.
Oh balls. Okay. Beseech sees this and just kind of like yells at the cart people. You there! You sons of bitches! You didn't give me a tip at the bar that I work at the Lich place. You motherfuckers do not understand how capitalism works. We live in a hellish society. You come back here and pay me right the fuck now!
Are you trying to intimidate them, or are you trying to just hold their attention?
I'm just trying to hold their attention.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll a charisma check, maybe like performance or persuasion.
Okay, I can do that. There we go. All right, that is a 21.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll say that you've kind of posted up a side, like I'll tell you what. You like walking on the other side of the street that the alley is, and you're like keeping pace with them, kind of shouting. They're like looking at you, and you happen to have found some good faith wagon drivers, and they're actually trying to explain to you, no, we're not the people you think we are.
I think I know. I think I know. I work 8 hours. No, not 8. 12 freaking hour shifts. I have blisters on my blisters. Do you not understand how hard I have to work for and only get like what? An electrum to like satisfy for food, rent? Do you know how expensive things are? 10 silvers. I can't afford that on Electrum's salary. Are you insane?
One of the cab drivers, this old dwarf who's like balding on the top of his head. Look, buddy, I drive wagons for a living. I'm smelling horse shit all day long. You think I get paid any better?
That's the conundrum. That is the conundrum that we are faced here. We are fighting against each other. What we should be going for, we should be fighting against the man. We should be like just kicking their asses and telling the rich people to fuck off.
Motherfucker, I am not fighting anyone. I'm driving my wagon. This exchange continues, but you are safe from the prying eyes of the wagoneer. Back to Seth, or Vesper, rather. Vesper. Yeah, you put this guy in the alley. He's looking at you all surprised. He gives you the invitation.
I think he's kind of like, he hands it to whoever's behind him. We've established that as Eris. He's like waiting for Eris to see if it's legit.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's identical to what you got.
She'll probably have shifted back to her normal form at this point, and yeah, confirmed to Vesper. Yeah, it's legit.
I think Vesper kind of hisses under his breath, "What the fuck, Beseech?"
Oh, I'm in trouble.
And like, I like to think that, because I mean, Beseech is not within earshot, but I do like to think there is maybe like an anime moment where like laser eyes
gets a chill down his spine.
Yeah.
Just, my ears twitches. Just like, oh,
yeah. So you got invited and you thought that you were going to what? Turn me in.
I've been in the city for 3 months, living in this area. I know Beseech. I know he's wanted as well. I don't know what for. I haven't looked into it. I received an invitation to the party, and he's a nice enough fella, so I went. Seeing, well, 3 of you from the wanted posters all in one place gave me pause. I was intending to go seek guidance from my brothers and sisters and see whether or not this was a bounty we wanted to pursue.
And has that plan changed at all now that you've been cornered? Choose your words carefully.
I must admit, you're not making the most excellent case for yourself, but I understand that it's a troubling situation to be in.
I don't think you understand. Why should I let you leave now that you've shown your hand?
Don't know. I've been honest and forthright with you. I don't intend on hunting you if you're not a terror to the people around you. I've heard your magisterium is a. I've heard it's a tyrant. But, oh, tyrants rule over smaller tyrants as well. I suppose what I'm trying to say is
Telling me you're after bigger game.
I'm telling you, if you're not hurting other people intentionally, I have no interest in you. Yes, we pursue bounties, but we're selective and thoughtful about what we pursue and what jobs we take.
I think Vesper is kind of weighing his words. I don't think that an insight check needs to happen for him to realize that this man is being truthful. As much as that may confuse him at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I don't think he loosens his grip entirely. I think he kind of like takes a half step back and like judges him and says, I can assure you that the bounty that has been placed upon my party members and I is not the result of a violent act. And that we have no friends among the Magisterium.
That is good to know. I hope you'll permit me to verify this information. I won't give your name or your location. If we see each other again, I will have made my choice.
Well, this isn't the kind of decision I can make by myself.
Fair enough. Eris, what do you have to hear about? You heard all this?
I think watching Vesper sort of interrogate this guy, Eris will sort of relay that he is an orb hunter, by the way, so I'd really rather you do let him go, because I'd really rather not have the rest of the orb hunters on our ass.
Well, depending on our friend's decision here, that may happen regardless.
True, but
Where are the other two?
Somewhere.
Zahir, what are you up to? You still watching from the roof?
Yeah, they're probably just waiting for if Vesper looks up or something kind of thing. It's good to kind of jump right down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I think he would. I don't think he's like staring at the guy while he says this. I think he's like, "Where's the other two?" And then maybe sees you and like gives you like a nod to, like the nod of come over.
Mm-hmm.
I think once Beseech kind of like sees like everything is kosher, kind of like just says, "Oh wait, you're not. I am so sorry. I need to yell at somebody else. I am so sorry. I missed my therapy appointment, so this is on me. So I am going to go. I need to go, and I'm just gonna like trot along and just kind of like doo.
They have like left you by this point, and you're finishing these sentences into open air.
I am insane.
Bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, you're all able to kind of convene in this alley.
All right.
Beseech, who the fuck is this?
Do I recognize them after like checking out their face?
Yeah, sure. Now that you're here, he's like wearing his hair a different way. He's got like different clothes on. This is Brevin. This is a guy who's been in town a few months. He's a hunter of the orb. He's pretty chill. Broadly, that's about all you know. He's nice and he lives nearby temporarily.
Oh my God, Brevin! This is Bob Brevin. Oh, Brevin, Brevin, what have you done, Brevin?
I have not done anything. At least from my perspective.
Well, obviously you're doing something because Vespa would not be like so keen to looking like gonna stab you and everything. So, you're not planning on like doing anything bad now, are you?
Not as long as you're not.
Beseech, is there something you want to tell us?
He lives in the building, and I may have invited him. So if you want to be angry at somebody, you can be angry at me.
Vesper, can you roll like a strength saving throw? DC
Oh, I'm
15.
good at those.
Adventure all the time.
Oh my god, a 14!
Yo!
He has
Close,
never
but-
been this strong in his life.
Close, but not quite. You're holding on to this guy, and all of a sudden you smell this like kind of burning chemical like ozone kind of scent, and all of a sudden you're holding him, and he just like kind of disappears in a puff of mist and appears like on a rooftop maybe 30 feet above you as he casts Misty Step. I've told you all I can. Really, I do not mean to become I don't know. This is complicated. I've never really had to have one of these conversations before, but
First time for everything.
first time for everything. Look, generally, I trust you. You don't seem to be the type to be a menace to your fellow members of society. And so I will leave, not cause trouble. We may see each other again. We may not. He begins to leave.
I think Vesper just kind of. I think his posture maybe kind of relaxed when he heard Brevin talk about, like, mention the Magisterium and mention it in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, like, looking at him, he kind of like palms up in air for a second and looks up at him, and I think he just kind of takes a step back and crosses his arms, but doesn't really make. I don't think he makes a move to like pursue. He doesn't look as distressed. He doesn't look as troubled or anything. I think he just like maybe shoots another glare at Beseech over his shoulder. But other than that, I think he just kind of. I think he goes. As long as we have a common enemy, I see no reason to have any sort of qualm with you. And I hope it stays that way. For your sake.
I hope it stays that way for your sake as well. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we cut to break?
Just preparing for the ass beating from Vesper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if that's the case, we are going to take a quick midstream break. Go on, I assume, the Discord and check out all the art that has been released by
It's so good.
I've
Y'all ain't
seen
ready.
I've seen one of the finished pieces so far. It's so fucking good, y'all.
We were legitimately holding it and trying not to freak out over stream, but
The art, and we'll be right back. All right, hello everybody. Thank you for your patience as we resolve some technical issues. Beseech will be invisible for the remainder of the session, but we'll carry on.
Mhm.
All right. We proceed from the random alleyway by Beseech's apartment towards the gates of the city, towards the Lich Lord Tavern. You notice two things of any kind of interest or significance on your way there. The first is in like a sort of like a public square, like a circle where there are no buildings kind of blocking pedestrian traffic. There's a large dead tree sticking out with all of these like spindly branches. It's been dead for a long time. None of y'all have ever seen this thing bloom or display leaves of any kind. That said, what you do see there is not uncommon. There is a group of people gathered around this tree, and they are almost being led through a ceremony by an individual who appears to be like a traveling druid of some kind. Not many druids live in the city, but they frequently travel in and out for their purposes. They are leading this ceremony. As they kind of like, all these people are kind of gathered together in like a solemn prayer, and as they do, this druid kind of raises their arms, and like little bits of like bird seed and various like bits of fruit and stuff are lifted from the ground, or like a pile in front of this druid in the ritual, and they're lifted out and portioned and placed in these little bird cages that are just hanging all throughout the branches and the boughs of this tree. This is not exactly hidden knowledge. You would know this is a religious ceremony and a kind of faith practice where people leave what they kind of attribute as offerings to the birds that come and roost in this tree. And it's an offering both to the birds and to the tree itself. It's broadly a form of nature worship, although they kind of anthropomorphize it a little bit as respect to a particular deity. So, just regular, average, everyday city shit for the most part. There are a variety of like different like almost like little chess tables and stuff, also like surrounded around the like outer rim of this circle, and people just stop in, play a game, and dip out. Yeah, just average, everyday shit. The next thing of interest, as you proceed towards the outer ward of the city and the buildings get tighter, the streets get narrower, you see someone dressed in what you would kind of attribute to be just like the average everyday working clothes of somebody who works for the Zenith Chronicle. This is the city's largest newspaper, and they're kind of banging some shit up into a notice board. The first thing they hang up is a newspaper. It just says, the headline that you can read from here, it just says in all big bold letters, "Fireball!" ! And then you see them hang wanted posters for each of you individually. And then they fuck off. This is a pretty crowded, busy street, and people are just kind of all passing by. It's raining, gray, a little bit cold. Most people who have hoods have them up, so any effort that you are taking to hide your face, hide your identity, are able to easily fold into the practices of non-paranoid citizens at the moment. You do anything in either of these locations?
No.
Definitely nervous now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Seeing-
definitely
seeing that poster.
definitely a bit of
Did
heightened
they get their
sense of
good
caution.
side?
That is crazy. Definitely a little bit of heightened sense of caution at seeing the posters, but it's not a new feeling for Eris to see wanted posters with their face up, or of a face of theirs up.
Yeah.
I mean, is anybody actually like looking at like, because this is a kind of an everyday occurrence, right? Like some person with a newspaper comes out, is like, oh, here's today's shit, and throws it up. Are there people who are like actively looking at this board
no one is like perusing it with intense
With it being raining and all, like
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so for sure at the moment no one is like I said, no one's perusing it, no one's like giving it intense scrutiny. um that said, people are passing by, and certainly this is like today's issue of the paper, and so that will draw some attention.
I'm gonna make a stealth check to tear down my wanted poster.
Absolutely. Yours or everybody's?
I did just say mine, didn't I? I'm an asshole.
Sure did.
You're good.
I'm gonna stick to it.
Zahir wants
Stick to it. Excellent.
wants his poster for
Good
his
luck, guys.
scrapbook.
All
I
right,
actually
let's see
didn't
that
mean
stealth check. This will
where'd my
be
die go?
this will be like of an average difficulty. I'll call this like 15.
I don't know where my other die went. That's been so nice. So hopefully this one will also be nice to me. 16.
16, yeah, that'll do it. You're able to
Thank
kind
God.
of like surreptitiously walk up to the notice board, like hands in your pockets, like face down. And at a point in time where you kind of give a quick glance over both shoulders, no one's really watching, you're just able to reach up, grab yours, pull it down. It's a decent rendering of you. Yeah, it's decent.
I think he'll oh, there's my die. I think he will then just kind of like quickly shove it in his pocket and kind of just make for the bar.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you catch any of the newspaper, you would read that the fireball spell has been created, standardized. This is a relatively common thing that happens in the city, where mages and researchers will attempt to develop spells, and when one that is important is completed, it becomes news to an extent. It's mostly news for like mages, but fireball is interesting. This is the cutting edge of violence. This is a relatively big story if you've been keeping up with the news. The fact that devastation, violence, destruction is able to be kind of propagated at an easier scale than it has been before, right? Fireball is not outside the realm of possibility for a large amount of people. And so the fact that, oh, now we know how to do this, is like, this information is just out there now. It exists. Any random schmuck with decent but not exceptional magical capability, if they gain access to this information, can now cause death and destruction on a level heretofore not really available at this low skill barrier to entry. And so you progress to the Lich Lord Tavern, this sort of hive of miscreants and rabble-rousers and adventurers and other irregular characters. You pop in. It is the same warm, inviting, but chaotic and noisy tavern that it has always been. This is one of the most popular places in the city, and every time you pop in, you're reminded of that. Tonight, it is relatively average. Plenty of divers, members of the Divers Guild, people who descend into the underbelly of the city and explore the ruins of the civilizations that had previously been established here. They hang out here, they're drinking, they're having a good time, regaling each other in tales of adventure and treasure, and various other people, not divers or adventurers that you can tell, at least at this point, just kind of hanging out, talking, drinking, eating, usual shit. I'll give this one to you without the need for a perception check. You notice two individuals note as you pop in here. One would be Caroline. She is kind of seated so there's a ground level, and then there's like an upper, like kind of balcony type area where there's additional seating and stuff, and you see Caroline kind of posted up at a table on the upper level by kind of like a front corner almost. And then sitting in a back corner on the ground level, hanging out by the fire in leather armor and with a sort of metallic looking longbow kind of like leaning up against his chair, you see the now familiar face of Brevin hanging out, talking with other individuals he seems friendly with, other armored, geared up adventurers.
All right. Bissy just is kind of looking over to Vesper, is like, well, I'm not in too much trouble now since apparently they're talking with Caroline, so I'm just like, brr, brr, brr.
They're not talking with Caroline, they're all hanging out just at different locations in the establishment.
Okay. So
I had a question though about Zahir's picture. Zahir and Kamar are like Clark Kent and Superman. Whose that picture is actually on there?
That's an excellent point. So I believe, unfortunately, since you mentioned that you were Zahir when you were in the Iron City, unfortunately, I do believe it would be Zahir that is on the
Okay, they're gonna use their disguise kit as quickly as possible to kind of like I don't know, white paint the beard up and just like change it up. They're not happy about that. So they're just kind of hiding behind Vesper, and Eris just
Yeah, I was gonna ask like which face of Eris is on there, is on that poster.
It would be whatever face Eris was using in Hell.
Ooh.
Okay, so it was either probably her base form or when she disguises one of the tieflings, probably.
Yeah, for the sake of simplicity, let's call it whatever base form Eris had going on at the moment.
Yeah, because I think she did dispel it before she got to like the whole big fight with the
Yes,
everything.
I believe so.
So
yeah, by the time you made it into that courtyard, yes.
I think after letting Zahir do his disguising, she'll find a bit of a private corner and shift again, just to probably do the same disguise she used when at the funeral. So
sure, absolutely.
I mean, I'm just gonna pull up my hood and call it stealth.
Absolutely, for sure.
I'm gonna roll a stealth like my drow. It's fine. I'm kind of small. I'm just blend in.
Yeah. So Zahir, let's see a roll for that disguise kit. It's called like a DC 10. It's not gonna be too difficult. And Vesper, if you're just putting your hood on, that'll be
Gonna do a stealth check.
That is a 9.
The 9 with or without the modifier?
What is the modifier for a disguise kit?
I believe is charisma.
Yeah.
Check.
Well, it's a DC. You said D10 though, right?
It's a DC,
DC
10, so you would roll a D20 and see if you get above 10.
Yeah.
See,
if you're proficient, you should be able to add your proficiency modifier. And I believe
it's all good. We can keep the 9 and with your bonuses on top of it, it'll be good.
Okay. Charisma plus 3, so
all right, perfect.
12.
Yep. So yeah, then in that case, you feel like you've done a pretty decent job of making yourself look different enough that like no one's gonna go out of their way to give you any trouble. Vesper, what'd you get for your stealth roll?
26.
Yeah, that'll fucking do it, man. No problem at all. You feel pretty confident in your ability to maintain a low profile at this point.
The best hood you've ever seen.
I am the knight. Okay, Batman.
I am the knight Vesper.
I wish you would stop.
I don't have anything. Okay, Beseech is just gonna like mess up his hair, kind of like loosen up his tie and just kind of make himself look disheveled and not like his poster where he's like prim and proper.
Pop the collar.
Siege, unfortunately, you're in a bit of a hard spot. Tieflings are not common in this city.
Balls.
And, there's, without the aid of magic or something, kind of some kind of extra effort, you're just going to be identifiable. I regret
All
to
right.
inform you.
I mean, Eris could probably use her disguise kit to probably help Beseech disguise himself.
If you would want to, but I would also say the Lich Lord Tavern is not the place where friends of the Magisterium gather.
Fair.
There's no open conflict between them yet, but the divers have made it pretty clear that the Magisterium is not really to interfere with their affairs, and not really to cause them too much trouble. Because the divers are, for all of their leveled character adventurers, these people are functionally like low-level superheroes. There's not a ton that the Magisterial Guard can do about this, and the most powerful wizards of the Magisterium have other concerns beyond tracking down or getting involved in conflict with the divers.
Okay. We should probably leave it for now then, and
Yeah.
if the Magisterium isn't probably gonna interfere.
Yeah, certainly in this space, if they were to come in and attempt to make an arrest or something like that, it wouldn't go well for them.
I do think the Vesper
Awesome.
might we walk in and we kind of clock like these two people who we know.
Yep.
Is Vesper's sibling here?
Why don't you tell me?
Hold on, I can actually just copy and paste this really quick into a DM for you.
Yeah, sure.
Let me find it. Please continue while I find it.
What's everyone doing as
If
they get
this-
into the bar?
Hiding as much as possible, but if this is character lore, I got bingo.
Hey.
They're hiding in the corner. Their persona is everything. So the
Mhm.
fact that they're on a wanted thing, they're just like dreading it, kind of shaking their leg and kind of like pulling on the sleeve of Beseech, like, ew, what do we do now?
It's all about confidence, and I'm just gonna walk over to Caroline and just go do 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 do.
Yeah, sure. So you're able to head up the stairs, go around to this front corner. You're at a table by a window, which is a little uncomfortable, but that's just where you find yourselves. It's a packed night, and you're not really going to be able to find a table elsewhere. And you do your way up the stairs, and Caroline greets you. Hello! It's good to see you. Did you have too much trouble getting here?
No. Well, we had a little bit of an issue, but nothing we couldn't handle.
A little bit of an issue?
Yeah, one of the people that I invited may have also know one of our party members, and so that caused a little bit of an issue. But you know what? That's okay. It's all settled, and I am not in trouble. I have lied. I am in big trouble. I am in so much trouble. Vesper is gonna kill me.
Well, we're all in trouble right now, and if Vesper tries anything, he'll have me to answer to.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I'm making a beeline to Caroline, grabbing a drink.
Definitely just standing behind. Beseech is pretty tall, yeah. They're standing behind a Beseech and just like tilts her head and gives a nod to Caroline.
Mhm.
Just like looking over every shoulder, just
Eris
not
is
a
probably gonna
good
go to
idea.
the bar and get a round of drinks.
For sure. It's good to see you again. So here, come, sit down.
Here, this is good. Okay,
This is good.
this is all good. Good, yeah,
Yes.
good. Yes, yes.
As you do this, Caroline like reaches into her belt and pulls out like a vial about yay big of a clear liquid. She uncorks it, pours it into like a glass, and then takes her finger, dips it in, and starts spinning it up into one of those like little like imagine the soda bottle tornadoes, and just kind of spins it up and pulls it at spinning the liquid out of the glass, and kind of raises it up, and it forms a little bubble and like an ethereal gaseous cloud almost that occupies like a perfect sphere around the table. Keeps out prying ears.
Ooh.
It's essentially like a sound barrier. No one can hear in and you can't hear out.
Very smart. Do we get out of this one?
Get out of this general predicament or the spell?
Predicament.
Well, let's wait for everybody to show first, as Eris is still collecting drinks from the bar. And let me quickly check this direct message. All right, cool. So Eris, let's get you two first. You grab some drinks at the bar. Do you like? Yeah, sorry, words. Anyway, yes, you are able to grab some drinks at the bar. It's mostly like straight spirits and beer for the most part. Some wines. The wine is not great. But yeah, you're able to procure whatever you would like for the table. No problem. And
who's the bartender? Is the same bartender as last time we were here?
let me actually quickly grab that from my notes. I should have had that up because yes, the bartender is a middle-aged a wood elf woman named Nettle. And
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
this is the person you met in session 1.
All right.
Does she know this form of yours?
She actually would not.
She's tired, she's beleaguered, she does this every day and bitches about it constantly, but you know she loves it. What can I get for you?
And he'll probably heal. Eris probably just go, yeah, want everything. It's gonna be a long day today.
She looks behind herself at the bottle of maybe 10 to 15 bottles of various spirits, and the 2 beers that she has multiple kegs of. One of everything. You sure about that?
Got a bit of a party and they're indecisive. So
Sure thing, buddy.
I'm
It's
willing
gonna...
I'm willing to pay extra.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, you're gonna have to pay ahead of time for that. It's gonna be 4 gold. This is a preposterous amount. It's appropriate for the amount of alcohol you're buying, but you're buying a preposterous amount of alcohol.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he'll gladly tip over he'll actually give her a tip too, probably a good he'll give it the 4, but also a good solid 2 gold tip.
All right. Do you have a table, or do you want to carry all of this?
I could probably carry all of it. I've been known to pretty dexterous with my hands. Gives a bit of a wink.
She just looks at you like, good luck, buddy, and she proceeds to pour maybe 12 shots and gives you 2 glasses of beer.
Do they have any of those service trays anywhere?
Yeah, sure. If you were to ask for one, you could get one.
Yeah, so he'll probably just stack it all and essentially carry it up with the ease of someone who's definitely done restaurant work or service work or worked at a bar with stuff like this. Picks it up and just makes his way over. Do I have to roll anything for that?
Nah, you're good, man. Yeah, so Eris comes up with the alcohol, and Vesper, as you approach the stairs, sort of underneath the second level, You see in a sort of corner table your sister, and she is hanging out with what appears to be another member of the Divers Guild. This is a large minotaur, ruddy red fur, one horn that sticks out like side of the head and curls up, and another that like sticks out and is like broken, maybe 3/4 of the way out. He's got these vibrant, piercing yellow eyes, and he's well armored, and he's got this great big black axe that's sort of resting against the wall. They're just shooting the shit.
I think Vesper kind of comes up behind Grace. It's her name.
Mhm.
Comes up behind Grace. It's like kind of slaps her on the back like siblings do.
Absolutely.
And it's like, hey.
Your Grace just sort of turns to you. Vesper, hey, what are you doing here? Vesper, this is one of my adventuring partners, Crag. Crag, this is Vesper, my brother.
I think Vesper kind of nods in acknowledgement. Crag, hello.
Yeah, Crag nods, sticks out a very large hand. This guy standing up, horns not included, will probably be like 6'7". Like, he's fucking huge. He sticks out an equally large hand in your direction to shake.
Vesper does shake the hand.
Yep. It's
somehow.
kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, there's definitely like a size thing going on. Yeah. Well, it's good to meet you, Vesper. Your sister saved my ass a couple of times. And,
She's good at some things.
she's good at a lot of things, but I won't get in the middle of that.
Okay.
For her part, Grace turns to you. What are you doing here? You're just out for a night?
No, never. It's for a job, you could say, but listen, I just wanted to warn you. And he kind of furtively passes her the wanted poster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, just, I have to lay low for a while. If you don't see me, make sure your parents don't worry. Be careful.
Yeah, well, we've all seen it. We're just kind of waiting on when it's safe for you to make contact.
Yeah, let them know I'm okay.
I will. And I know there are other people. They got posted at the same time as you. I don't know what's going on, but if you ever need to lay low, the ballroom is open. Okay.
I probably should. I'm overdue for a visit to the ballroom anyway. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I am still breathing.
All right. I'll let everyone know back home. And,
Thanks.
Let me know if there's anything we can do to help.
Thanks, Grace. He kind of squeezes her shoulder affectionately, and then we'll go join Caroline's table.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. You're able to do that. And at this point, everyone is at the table. Caroline greets y'all warmly as you approach. Well, let's talk.
Yes, let's.
Do you have any questions about what's going on?
Nanny?
Go ahead. Let's start there.
What's going on?
Fair enough. Asmodeus, the king of hell, my father, he is dying. He is old. And when he dies, we're still trying to figure out who's going to take that place. That will come with a large amount of social power over the other devils in hell, but it will also come with a great deal of magical capability. As far as we can tell, everybody who's ever occupied that throne has been able to do really great and unthinkable things with magic. I don't know exactly how that part works, but I'm figuring it out. The Magisterium knows this as well, and they are also interested.
Of course they are.
But they also don't really want word getting out that they're interested in assuming the powers of hell for themselves, and certainly they don't want other local competition, which is, I believe, what they think you are. It also doesn't help. I killed one of their archmagisters in making my escape. I killed him so I could appear dead there, because I do not care to be taken and interrogated and discovered for a traitor. I'm tough, don't get me wrong, but I don't like my chances with I don't like my chances where I could be captured. Things are working in the background. I'm working on influencing things in hell as I can. But I cannot be there physically. And so that will take time for me to continue to gather support. I don't know if I'm necessarily likely to try to kill Asmodeus again, but if and when he does die, I want to be prepared. I'm not the only one making these preparations, but I'd like to think I'm the furthest along. As far as where
That's
that leaves
my question.
us here, well, we still need to stop the Magisterium. They're probably my steepest competition based on what I'm understanding about where things are and how I've managed to gather a pretty broad alliance. I think it's unlikely that anyone will be able to mount a sufficient enough resistance. Except for your people. So, I would like help in bringing down your Magisterium.
Ooh.
Vesper, you said you had a question. Did I answer it, or should we circle back?
This is a matter of curiosity about I guess your competitors for the throne in hell, if there are any others.
The most significant of my competitors was the Archdevil Mephistopheles, who is no longer with us. His attempt at the throne was early, hasty, too driven by his passions. And he paid the price for it. My work is more subtle. It's unfortunate that he's not around anymore for consultation. He was a very useful source of information. As far as competition that still exists, the most notable one would be the Archdevil Baal. I think we can take.
All right. So we're kicking ass. Let's do this.
We're trying.
One question.
Mhm.
What's in it for us? I mean, obviously, there's something good for you, but taking on the Magisterium is quite the endeavor. So there needs to be some sort of adequate reward for such a large amount of risk.
Absolutely. Well, certainly if both of us were to succeed in our endeavors, well, anything I could give you as the ruler of hell I'd certainly be willing to do that. Fame, riches, magical power. This is it's not desirable to most people, but I get the sense you're not most people. I could also embody you as a devil. You would be more powerful, live longer. I suppose I don't really know your internal experience, but I can say being a devil is quite nice. I enjoy it. But really, anything you wish that is within that would be within my power to give you, I would give you.
Yeah,
And
so
certainly-
that's only if you were to succeed.
Yes, that is true. Along the way, I would be able to pay you in magical items, money, and certainly it would alleviate your problem with the law. Is there anything in particular you would like?
You have a way to get information.
What kind of information?
Just missing person.
I can't necessarily promise that, but we do have diviners and, well, plenty of magic to go around. So yes, we could certainly assist in something like that. Like I said, no promises, but it's possible. We could, if nothing else, we could render our most earnest assistance.
Zahir turns around the picture of him with like still the white makeup he had for his beard like pressed all over it and pink fingerprints. He's like, this first, then the money, gold, the information. At least for helping you. That's good. And
Of course.
then when you succeed, we can talk then.
Perfect.
And they'll kind of look to Eris and Vesper if that's like at least Eris knows that here's an opportunity, so they're gonna kind of be like, I can make something. But they're looking to both of you to kind of see what they're thinking or feeling.
Eris is sort of rubbing their hand along their chin, sort of definitely deep in thought, because Caroline does drive a good bargain with what they're offering. You know what? I'll accept. But for the help, we'll just say we can take some either gold or magic items. But when we win, we can talk later for that. But let's just say I've got an idea that's been a little festering around, and might need your help with that later on.
Understood. I will say now, your people don't really understand mine very well. That goes both ways. If there's something that you want, I recommend you let me know as soon as you can. Because we should align on what I'm able to provide and what I'm not.
Fair. But you'll have to work a little bit harder for that. I don't give my secrets out just so easily.
Fair enough. Then I'll ask you only to come up with a backup plan. Just in case.
I can do that.
Has Vesper said anything? Or changed in their expression? Because the hero would just like see that and be like, is there something he should be worried about?
Oh, I think Vesper is just laser focused on this conversation. He has not said anything.
Yeah, well,
he is just listening. I think he does speak up at this point. What can you tell us, what exactly is it that you plan to do with the throne? With that power?
Most of it is not relevant to you. Internal things. Is there anything specific you'd like to talk about?
I just want to get, I suppose, a gauge on your intentions. Otherwise, I do have a favor to ask, but we can talk about that later.
Can you roll to see how willing Caroline is to...
Sure.
Hey, yo.
Alright. She kind of...
I can roll, I can pull out the persuasion.
I think this is more her relating to herself. She sits back, picks up two of the shots that that Eris has provided, knocks them both back. I don't know if you will understand. We're different, but I hunger for this. More than anything, the chase, the power, the authority, the freedom. My father was a great leader, but he is old. I've known that he's going to die for a long time. None of us live forever. If someone succeeds him, it should be me. I've seen the others. They're weak, short-sighted, intemperate. I know I could do it better. I know I could. And I don't expect you to relate to what I mean by better, but
I think I can
Fine,
relate to the
too.
base sentiment.
yeah.
Something needs to change.
Change or not. What are you expecting us to do with the Magisterium? No. How far?
That is what I wanted to ask you. I'm not entirely familiar with your setup here. I don't know how your society works as well as I know mine. What do you think it means to cripple this organization, to take them down? Certainly, I would love it if you just destroyed the entire thing, blew up the tower with all of its inhabitants inside, and called it a day. I don't know if that's feasible. I don't know if that aligns with your moral compunctions. It's an option.
They kind of like hit at their chest, like as if they're holding in a burp, but it's like, shut up. Knowing Kamar has they are just pure like instinct. They kind of look to Caroline and just, well, I am hired as Eris and Vespera, and I also beseech in this as well. I care how you want to go about this, and that is the energy I will bring. Or at least a friend of mine would. It's good to know where you are, what you are thinking. Only like he has this face of like, I got coin, I got money, but like he is just like, the Magisterium has just always been like there for him. So he's just like, how we do it, Eris Vespa. Full force?
As someone in a similar situation, I can also offer what has worked for me. But again, I rely generally on your assessment of the situation.
Assessment is you need something gone.
Generally, what has worked for me in accomplishing that has been gathering allies, eliminating leaders of the opposition, and
Great.
getting enough angry people on your side to get things done. Angry,
Oh,
powerful
that's-
people.
Different. I was thinking just trying to figure out how to get that tower down, but
Oh, certainly, if
allies.
you have an idea on how to do that, that would be very efficient.
Full force may not be the best idea given how powerful they are, both socially and magically.
Agreed.
However, allies, you say? Interesting. Might be able to work something with that angle.
At least we know where to start. I myself
Vesper,
don't have a lot
Beseech.
of friends, but we could talk to a couple of and then kind of look over to Eris factions.
We could. There are certainly quite a lot who are not huge, not very big fans of the Magisterium, shall we say, but getting them on our side may be a little easier said than done.
You want to get them on your side.
Well, less on our side and more enemy of my enemy.
Understandable.
At the end of the day, we could also still play the game and pay enough people to be angry for us. So
Mhm.
That always did cross my mind as well.
Well, I'm not at liberty to go into detail at this moment, but suffice to say, you have my full support.
Ideas or preferred tactics?
Let's just say, in my experience, subtle tends to work best.
Good to know.
And there are plenty of angry people in this city.
Beseech, Caroline sort of like reaches over and like squeezes your hand. Love, any thoughts?
Well, if we want people on our side, we should definitely try a campaign.
Campaign? In what way?
Well, someone needs to be the face to like get people behind to know that it's time for a change.
Interesting.
A revolutionary figure.
And do you think this figure should be public?
I think, since we don't know who it should be right now, we build a legend. We build a myth that people can get behind. Because myths are strong. Myths are immortal.
I like it. Have anything specific in mind?
We can say that there are people trying to overthrow or rumblings and then just kind of spread even more stories throughout, exaggerating tales, and just making it quite sure that we are what we say we are.
Interesting. I like it.
Oh, are we all good? Do we all have a plan here?
I think so. Well,
It
parts of
seems
the
like
plan,
it.
at least.
Beginnings of one. We can sharpen our focus over the coming days.
Yeah. I think for a starting fee, And they'll kind of like push over the wanted poster. Is a sign of faith. You will
Are you
get rid of this.
Oh, are you asking Caroline to get rid of this problem?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Show of faith, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm. Hmm.
The best we can do in the shadows.
I'll see what I can do. I'll warn you. In hell, I am known for my subtlety. Here, you might find my methods to be loud. But I'll do what I can. I have friends in the area, and I can pull more from elsewhere. We can get something done, but we might need your help. Sound fair?
Fine by me.
Leave me out of it.
Good.
I'm not sure I'm not sure how that would work, Vesper. I'm not sure how we would be able to eliminate interest in your friends, but not you. Do you have a method that we could perhaps accomplish this by?
I am wanted for other things. Maybe if you could find a way to bring those to the forefront rather than what is currently the target that's painted on my back.
Understandable. If I were to present you with an opportunity that you could participate in accomplishing all of this at once, would you be interested in doing that, or should we find another individual?
I would be interested, if only to make sure it gets done correctly.
Understandable. Well,
I value discretion. And to that end, I will speak with you after this.
understandable. I'll see what I can put together, and I'll let you know before we pull the trigger, as it were.
It's appreciated.
Cat. I apologize. A cat has appeared in the Zoom chat.
Well, in that case, since we have our beginnings of a plan, Eris is going to set aside a few shots for everyone. She did get a shot of water for Vesper. Because Vesper
Yeah,
is
that
a
has to
bit
be on the bingo board.
Yeah, because Vesper doesn't like drinking or vices or whatever, and not being fun, I guess.
Not being stupid.
While I'll give you a moment to talk amongst yourselves, but I'm going to get someone I would like you to meet. Any questions before I go?
Like this,
What was that?
One.
Yeah?
Offers her a drink. You wouldn't mind doing a toast, would you?
Caroline sort of smirks and picks up one of the drinks. To getting what we deserve.
To getting what we deserve.
Caroline knocks her shot back and heads up to the third level of this place. It's a smaller area. It's really one kind of like balcony against one wall that kind of looks down on everything. If you were to look up to the place where she's going, you would see like a kind of larger setup. Almost imagine like a booth or a box at a like a booth or a box at any kind of large space. She heads up there for a moment. Any conversation in the meantime?
So how are we feeling? What's the vibe?
Must say, your wife holds quite the ambition.
What can I say? It's why I love her.
I will say, you did certainly marry up.
Damn.
But what is that supposed to mean?
Whatever do you think it means? And Eris is gonna chuckle while throwing back another shot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying what? All right. Are you trying to say that I don't deserve her?
Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest.
All right.
She is.
I'm
I know
just
how
saying.
she talks. That's exactly what she means.
Vesper, how dare that's such slander on my name. No, what I do mean is I do find it rather interesting to see how you were able to marry her.
See?
I mean it out of curiosity, not in a backhanded way. I'm simply curious.
As you are having this conversation, Caroline returns with a man in maybe his mid-30s or so. He's got long, kind of like dirty blonde hair that kind of just like hangs loosely. He's wearing essentially a coat over top of a breastplate. He's got these two swords at his hip, and he walks up, and the guy's tall. He's built as hell. Human, maybe half elf. These like cold gray eyes. He kind of nods as he steps into the sound partition bubble. Everybody, this is the king. And you would all know the king is a shadowy figure. He is said to lead the Divers Guild with an iron fist and demand a cut of all the spoils that come from Undercity exploration. But that's just what's said. You don't... that's what goes around in the newspapers, and y'all know well enough that's not always the case. I hear you all are working with Caroline now.
Well, of course.
Oh. My primary concern is for my people, but I'll do what I can to help.
And we greatly appreciate it.
Certainly helps having some allies in this, Your Majesty.
You'll have to pave the way. You've been staring down the Magisterium waiting for a fight for a very long time, but right now the odds are in your favor. If you can tip the scales, we'll be right behind you.
Well, lucky for you, and beating impossible odds just so happens to be our forte.
It's good to know. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do or say in this particular conversation?
No, I think Vesper does glance at his sister
Sure.
with the measure of worry.
Mm-hmm. Then before we head off, I will say, Vesper, you said you wanted to specifically talk with Caroline after. We can fill in any gaps here, but I will say any conversation between you, Caroline, and the king involving planning and execution of any particular tasks, kind of backfill that in as we develop our own plan. But as the night ends, as we begin to solidify on next steps, Vesper, Caroline sort of catches you. You said you wanted to talk.
I cannot divulge much, but
Understood.
you should know that I have contacts that may not be able to outright help you, but we do have the same ultimate goal here. I will attempt to utilize them.
Do I get to know who these contacts are?
I don't think so.
Fair enough. You keep your
I want
secrets,
you to
I'll
know
keep
that they
mine.
exist,
Good to know.
and that as such, whatever you do, if it's doing this favor to keep my party's slates clean, there are people that I care about who are also in the crossfire. I
Understood.
don't want anything done on my behalf to endanger them, if at all possible.
No. Let me know any specifics you have, and I'll do my best to work around them. But I want to again touch on your question about what do I intend on doing with the authority of hell. Fundamentally, it doesn't really concern you, in the sense that hell is its own fully realized place. Our concerns typically don't extend your way. I'm certainly not going to revoke your access to power as your people seek to become warlocks and things like that. From your perspective, not much will change. This is a local concern.
Well, that's all I needed to hear. And,
I look forward to working with you, Vesper.
As for the favor, when you assume the throne, I want you to use your power to crush the Magisterium. Completely.
Interesting.
I think you'll find I can be an asset in that manner.
That attracts a lot of attention our way, but to be honest, the only thing on your realm of existence that we really, I wouldn't say fear, but the only really competition we have from this city is your Magisterium. If you destabilize them enough that we can accomplish our goals, we'll happily come back and crush anything you would like.
Then we have a deal.
Good. And with that, I think we end our session, y'all.
Woo!
Good shit.
From the
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for spending another Thursday night with us. So we're gonna quickly do our sign-offs, let you know where you can find us, other projects we're doing on the internet, and then the voice of God, aka our benevolent tech person Mer, will make any kind of channel announcements that need to be made, and then we'll sign off. And I'm already talking, so hello everybody. My name is Alex. I've been your GM tonight. And yeah, I had a real blast. I'm not able to be found anywhere else on the internet. And I love that for me. As far as I don't know, I really like tonight's session, and I liked watching y'all kind of construct a plan to kind of corner Brevin after he dipped out of the party.
Hello, I am Dyson Autism. I'm a voiceless figure, but you guys can find me at most places at Dyson Autism. I had a whole bunch of fun and everything, and one thing that I am very interested in seeing is like Beseech and Eris kind of having a little bit of a confrontation after like confronting of like how could you marry a Caroline like that? And I'm just like, oh boy, activating the trap card. But no, it's gonna be an excellent scene, and I think it's gonna be lovely.
I can probably go next. Speaking of Eris, hi everyone. My name is Abhishek. I've been playing Eris, the lovely assassin who just can't help but poke bears, and just stir some shit up. Because why the fuck not? It's so much fun to do that. You can find me over on the Caldera Heart series over at the Goblins and Gays podcast that releases every Wednesday on Spotify. They also have a YouTube channel too. You can also find me next week, actually next Thursday, surprisingly, so I will not be here, unfortunately, for next week's Zenith for Iron Sworn the Valley Season 2 over at Nerds with Dice to Switch. Things I liked about the session. The plan for capturing Brevin was really fun. I really had some fun coming up with that, and I just loved and also the fact that Vesper has a sister.
Yeah.
The things I love most about the session. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Hi y'all. I'm Mozz, or it's Mozzarella over on the internet, except for here where I have 3 L's. I'm so happy to play this game and play with y'all. Oh god, just wait till y'all see the art. I'm just gonna be staring at them until you guys could. Oh good. Favorite things in this funeral scene. My god, brilliant. I can't believe that she set up a whole party. That was so wonderful to just roleplay that. And then getting to like climb up on rooftops with Vesper. That was really awesome. You can also, sorry, my brain is like shutting down. You can find me running our Kids on Brooms game on Starcrawl RPG this Saturday, and our Blades in the Dark game on Sunday. But yeah, that's where we'll be.
And that leaves me. Hi, I'm Seth. You can find me on Instagram at seth.mp3. I don't know, tonight's session was super fun. I really liked the roleplay heaviness. I always love getting to build like those character bonds and like have those little organic moments. So delicious and fun. Yeah, I don't know, it was great. And there are great many things you don't know about Vesper. Vesper has family? Wow, weird. So I don't know, just getting that payoff just now was 1,000% worth it and super fun for me. Thank you for watching.
And I think that just leaves me, the voice of God. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. Going to quickly do some channel events. As a reminder, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have our season 2 of Humblewood called Yonderbound at 1 p.m. Eastern. On Mondays, not this coming week because we canceled, but the week after and every other Monday, is my game Journey to Book's End, Decipher's fairy tale system at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Gate Nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's our playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Obviously, here Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. we have Zenith. On Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have our flagship game Horizons Call, and we also have a bunch of one-shots throughout the course of October to our October charity games for NAMI. Keep an eye out on as the casts are released, and hopefully you'll join us for a bunch of amazing games. We're not going to do cats. Please stop. We're not going to be rating anyone tonight, so we will see folks next week. Bye.
Bye.